This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Alrighty, everybody, Steve here from The Bear Life, and today we're talking about this here, the 19th annual One Heart Festival 2024 here in Korea. And let's fix this just a little bit. Bam, so we can get that all in one line. So the One Heart Festival, this is in Korea. It's close to Camp Humphreys, and they do this every year. And this weekend, this Saturday and Sunday, it is officially kicking off. And I wanted to go over some of the information on this because it is a huge event for Koreans, Americans, foreigners. They all come up, tons of vendors, tons and tons of food, games for kids and parents, and music and more music and dancing and singing and drinking and eating and drinking and more. It's just a lot of fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this here. And this is the Korean One Heart Festival. 19th annual. 19 times they've had this, and it is May 18th and 19th of this year, right outside of Camp Humphreys'Millet Gate, which the Millet Gate is the drive-through gate. So they close off the gate, and they actually have tents on the inside that people can go in. You have to show your ID, military ID, Korean ID, no guns, knives, or anything that goes boom or anything like that. But they have a bunch of vendors on post, but off post, the road leading up to Millet Gate, that drive-through gate, it's got to be like, a quarter of a mile of vendors and tents and food and games and more food. And at the end of that street, they blocked it off. There's going to be a huge stage, and they have concerts and singers and dancers, Korean celebrities, and so on and so forth. It is a huge thing. So I wanted to go over this. So they have the main stage, they have local bands, they have two teams, they have a Zumba dance. Let's see if we can make this a little bit bigger so that you all can see. Old pop music performance, and they have the times there: elementary school and children's choir, ROK-US children's choir, Humphreys Youth Orchestra, the opening ceremony and celebration performance by book drum performance and band and Macquffin band, whatever that is. And then they have busking performance, 13 to 1500 on Saturday. And then they have crafts and games and booths and food and drink and more food. Then on the 19th, we have kind of the same thing. So you've got some more bands and local talent, saxophone ensemble, folk songs, 8th Army Band Jazz Combo, K-pop performance by Bang Cho Ruk, Ju Dae-gyung, Lee Jung Genesis, or Geenius, or whatever, however you pronounce that. Buskers are going to be busking. That's a new word for me, busking. I'm not really sure. I know it's people playing music, but I guess they just decided to call it something hip. Crafts and games and more food vendors. Yeah, so a lot of stuff is going on. 1600 to 1615. Citizen participation parade with citizens and U.S. military families, costumes, the whole 9 yards. And there is basically what we're looking at. So you have the main gate over here, which is the drive-through gate, and you on the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks is lined on both sides with nothing but tents and vendors. And then if you go over here, there's actually the walk-in gate and the road there, which is called Rodeo Drive or Rodeo Street. They get a ton of vendors. Vendors, foods, more food, more games and food, and music and singers and the whole 9 yards. It is a huge event that's going to be going on. So the One Heart Festival is pretty wild. Parking lot, we live close by. We can just walk, so it's no big deal. But they have parking, public restrooms that are available, and it gives you some more information there. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some videos. Matter of fact, I am processing a video as we speak right there. That is, I went out and got some information to, show some of the stuff that's going along, the different vendors and stalls and all that stuff. It is definitely going to be a great time. So did a little recon today and got some footage, and it's a little shaky because I forgot to put the rock steady on, the stabilization on this camera. So it looks like an old camera. So we'll just run with the retro old camera, try to clean it up as much as I can, but I'll make sure tomorrow or the next day when we go to the One Heart Festival and kind of walk around and have some food and drink and all that good stuff, we'll get some good clean footage. So anyway, if you're close to Camp Humphreys or you need something to do, matter of fact, the footage that I just showed, there's already people selling food and they're doing games and the whole 9 yards, and there's still people setting up. But yeah, if you come tonight, you could probably get some good food as well. And then definitely tomorrow is going to be interesting because tomorrow, I think the high today was like 76 or 77 degrees. And then tomorrow the high is 80, and then on Sunday it's supposed to be a high of 83 or 84. So yeah, depending on your heat index or ability to adapt to the heat, you might want to make some plans to just show up on time or show up later in the evening. It will go on for quite some time, but it's a great place to bring your kids, bring the family, experience some of the Korean food and culture. A lot of people will be there, both Koreans and foreigners and U.S. service members and their families and contractors and other people. It is really a great time. So I highly recommend it, and we're going to be checking it out again as usual. So yeah, on Saturday, tomorrow, it starts at 1300 is basically when the main stage set starts, well, at 1400. But on the booths and the food vendors, they'll all start at 1300. But I can tell you, from last year, at least last year, the food vendors and booths and games, they opened up early. So, might be something worth checking into. But it's definitely a great thing to do. And yeah, it's going to be fun. So it brings a lot of people together. It brings local businesses together to sell their wares and their food and their games, and good for family fun. It's the whole 9 yards, and it works. Really enjoy it, and we go every year. So anyway, I thought I want to get that into the mix and let people know about the Korean American One Heart Festival and how it's the 19th one. I think we've been to 3 since we've been back. We caught the tail end of when we first got here, and then the next year after our first year in Korea, and then now we're popping up, and it's that time again. So we're going to enjoy it, and hopefully if you're in Korea, come on down to Camp Humphreys area and you can enjoy the Korean American One Heart Festival. All right, so that's going to be it. We're going to take off from now, and tomorrow we'll get some more footage. Yeah, like and subscribe, and if you're interested in stuff in Korea, Korean food, kimchi, the whole 9 yards, chicken on a stick, there's so much good food here in Korea. I mean, just walking down the street where vendors were already cooking food, it was just amazing. It just made me hungry. So, yeah, we might have to go out tonight and get some food. So anyway, yeah, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll get you more information. We'll do another video if things work out well, and we'll see you then. All right, peace. Hey everybody, Steve. Hey everybody, Steve here, and it's getting almost that time for the One Heart Festival. So we're going to do a little walkthrough. It actually starts tomorrow, and we'll get some footage of that. But let's take a look at what is set up right now and see what this is all about. So yeah, we got all kinds of food and vendors. And this is the main street that's called Rodeo Street in front of Camp Humphreys. So, and they're going to have all kinds of food. They're doing the pig right now. And then they all got games of chance, carnival stuff, trinkets, squid chips, all kinds of good stuff. Chestnuts. This is a great time because it ends up that not only do they have local artists, but they also have a bunch of restaurants and locals that will cook food and just really produce some great food. They have also some drinking and things like that. So these vendors are getting ready, even though it officially starts tomorrow, but today being Friday. all kinds of stuff. So yeah, not everybody's set up, but that's what they're doing right now. And this place will be packed with people. It will be absolutely crazy. So, and usually it's a good time. They'll have local music artists, and then on post will be opened to where they'll actually have bands and things like that set up. So it'll be really good. We've seen it for the last few years, and it's just a great way to get out and experience some of the Korean cuisine. It's just really, really enjoyable. Oh, man. Oh, we got all kinds of food here. Wow. That looks good. So yeah, it is, and some of the prices here, you can end up, you can take a look and you can see, so, you know, 30, 40,000 won, 10,000, 25,000 won, soju's 5,000 won, make juice 5,000. So yeah, they're gonna make a little bit of money, but it ends up that it is a great little thing, great little fair. It is a big fair, and like I said, this comes out towards Camp Humphreys, and there are a ton of games are already starting, so it looks pretty good. Like I said, they'll end up, oh, so this is old new. This wasn't here last year, but they'll have music here. Usually what they end up having is up on the stage. They'll have chairs all out in here, and this wasn't here last year, but then they'll have a bunch of groups go forward, and so it's kind of fun. Oh man, look at that. So yeah, everybody's getting all ready. And of course you have the ice cream dudes. And yeah, pretty good. And these guys always show up. Can't forget chicken on a stick, chicken hearts, squid, which is pretty good. For those of you who've been to Korea before, at least stationed with the military, you know what chicken on a stick is. Oh man, that smells good. That red bean paste in those, man, that looks good. That is really good. Ooh, they got cheese in there. Candies, all kinds of stuff. Of course, bringing the kids out here is pretty neat. And they got artists that will do caricatures, or however you pronounce that word. So yeah, the restaurants and everybody will make money on this deal and have a real good time. So yeah, it will be a fun time. Alrighty, there behind me you can see Camp Humphreys, and you can see some of the tents. They'll actually open up this part of Post, and they've got a bunch of tents and vendors from different businesses, local entities for the military base there at Camp Humphreys, and along with, I think, some home-based businesses that they'll be selling stuff and food. So yeah, they'll have some concerts on there. They'll do all kinds of different stuff. But the main street out here, outside of the gate, is going to have a ton of vendors. So you can see tents are lined up on both sides of the street, and it goes way, way down there. So we'll just take a look at what's going on with that. So But yeah, this is a huge, huge thing. And when you start seeing the scale of this and how many people are actually, how many vendors come and show up over the next, tonight, tomorrow, and especially the next day when this officially opens tomorrow, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So it looks like they even have a kimchi contest with foreigners and U.S. military families. This is the 19th annual Korean American One Heart Festival, and yeah, it's going to be huge. So when you look out here, I mean, they got stuff for kids, and of course it's kind of like fair pricing. So if you go to like a state fair, you're going to pay some money to let your kid ride rides and do all kinds of stuff. But all kinds of vendors will be coming down here and checking this out. And people are setting up today, and I mean, just tons of work is being done. And yeah, imagine how long it takes to set up all these tents. And then the vendors and everything coming into this is just kind of amazing. So yeah, it's some really good stuff. So the walk-in gate road, Rodeo Road, is down that way. And you can see, yeah, I mean, this is crazy. And all of these, this whole street will be packed with people. And this goes up for quite a ways. So yeah, everybody's getting set up to sell their food and everything. But yeah, the tents just go on and on and on. I mean, there's some serious electrical requirements here. People putting up lights, setting up eating areas. Just kind of amazing stuff. So, yeah. Tents just keep on coming. So yeah, the whole One Heart Festival thing is pretty cool. If you're kind of like a service member or local Korean, everybody can come together and have some good food, have some good times. And they'll even have not only U.S. artists that will, like local bands, U.S. Army band or some type of, band made up of military folks, but then they'll also have a lot of Korean bands or celebrities, singers, things like that, and that's what's going to head up towards the end of this street. And again, it's just kind of amazing how many tents they got going on here with tons of food. But they'll have concerts and singers and people that are pretty famous here in Korea will actually come down and they'll perform down here. And the stage on this place is huge. So it is definitely an event that, could you imagine, I mean, getting permits and getting all these tents, where do the tents come from? All the vendors come in. And then here we are. We're coming down and we're actually seeing the big performance area, the stage, and they'll have a bunch of chairs and everything. So let's take a look at that. So yeah, we've got rows and rows of tents. So yeah, we've got rows and rows of tents for vendors going from here all the way down to the drive-in gate at Camp Humphreys, which will be closed for car traffic. And then down here, you can see they're putting up the stage, the sound system. It is quite the amazing endeavor for this 2-day festival. So, and there you can see the sign. It's going to be on the 18th and the 19th officially, so that'll be kind of good. But as far as some vendors and selling and getting some food, they'll actually start selling that tonight. So yeah, there it is. I'm putting all this stuff together. And that is a huge, huge thing. All the stuff that they got to put together for this, which is kind of amazing. That's just a lot of stuff. It's pretty amazing. Sense of scale. That's the main drive-through gate at Camp Humphreys, K6. And then you're looking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 blocks. And of course, all of these are going to be lined with tents, and then you'll have a little bit of a break, kind of like right here, and then they have the final stage for all of the dancers and singers and K-pop and this and that and all kinds of different stuff. So, and then the other great thing is that with this, you can scan these QR codes to find out more about what's going on with this One Heart Festival, and then participate in a survey down there. So yeah, good stuff. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to stay up to date with what's going on with us, The Varied Life, as we're retired in Korea. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.